What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. And people always ask me about Lil Mister. They say, Truth, what's up with Lil Mister? You don't really talk about him a lot. Actually, I do. I got a lot of blogs about Lil Mister. I think Lil Mister was dope, underrated. I think he one of the forgotten legends in the drill culture. I think his impact was as strong as ChiefKeef impact, but Keef impact hit stronger in the industry like Lil Mister hit in the streets. I think Lil Mister was used, me personally. I think he should be way bigger than he was. And there's things about Mister passing that leaves me confused. First off, I had an opportunity to interview Lil Mister. He gave me an opportunity to speak with him over the phone. Dope dude. He actually helped a lot of people. A lot of people don't know that. He was like one of the first ones to start rapping. A lot of people jumped on the wave because of Lil Mister. Lil Mister shared some of his clout with Rico Reckless and a lot of artists to help build them up and shit like that. No lacking. I think that's one of the biggest drill songs of all time. You got to understand that came out independently, on cameraman, some street shit. And that record blew up big, almost like I Don't Like ChiefKeef record. That had a national push and a machine behind that record. After he dropped it, of course he did it on his own, but after he dropped it, Interscope put a machine behind that record to blow it up. No lacking didn't have no machine, and it still blew up. You know what I'm saying? I think Mister was dope. Personally, though, I think Lil Mister made decisions in the rap game that might have cost him problems as far as him expanding because he started beefing with guys who was like the it factor, ChiefKeef, Lil Durk, and them. They was the it factor. Everybody wanted a piece of them. Every label was trying to grab them. So when they started dissing them, showing, real street shit involving them guys, a lot of the labels didn't really want to fuck with them guys. They was like, okay, we got Keef, we got Durk, but that's it. Nobody was going to sign them guys because of relationships that Keef and Durk and them gained in the industry. Not on purpose, but I do believe they were blackballed just because one side made it first, And I think that's how it be in this shit. I'm not going to lie, it left me confused to find out that Mister was close as hell to his neighborhood. In all Mr. raps, he talk about 75th and Stewart. 75th and Stewart, they use the street sign in their rap videos. So to find out he lost his life on 74th and Harvard, which is right by 75th, was very, very confusing to me. It was very shocking to me that he would still be in them neighborhoods, and them songs that he was dropping had millions of views. Everybody knew about that neighborhood because you rapped about it, and he was in that neighborhood. Then there was videos on the internet where the opposition had seen Lil Mister. He was being filmed on bikes. He was being filmed, being chased, all kind of shit. So people knew the area he was in and knew he'd be outside. He didn't switch up how he was moving. I thought that was kind of dangerous too. So when I found out the news that he lost his life in that area, it was shocking, but it wasn't that shocking, I find it crazy too that he was related to Durk, but Durk didn't seem like he really cared about their relationship. Durk never really told people he was related to him, but Mister let the world know about that. I'm gonna tell you another thing about Mister. I think Mister was overlooked. A lot of people think ChiefKeef and Lil Durk was like the first people in the drill culture. They godfather this shit. But I speak to a lot of people that tell me Lil Mister and JoJo was rapping before them. And then Keef and them followed their wave. I'm not sure. I can't verify that. But I can tell you when I did my homework, I did find some things that shocked me. ChiefKeef biggest record, not biggest record, but the biggest record when he first blew up. The record that people consider like his first records. We understand he had songs before we knew who he was, but the 300, that came out 10 years ago. We know I'm a hitter, Durk had songs like that, but we gonna go L's Anthem, his big breakout song. That was 10 years ago. When you go to No Lacking, that was 10 years ago. When you go to JoJo BDK, that was 10 years ago. So, these guys were dropping music at the same time. I just think one person made it first, so it looked like they started it. So I do get that. That left me confused when I found out that No Lacking and BDK dropped the same year as L's and 300. You get what I'm saying? So you got to understand that Lil Mister and them was strong in the culture. I just find it confusing that Lil Mister was that famous, had that many views on YouTube, and was the same neighborhood that everybody knew he'd be in. Hell, think about it. When he got in that beef with Rico Reckless and they was fighting in that store, Rico knew exactly what store to go into. So I think that's dangerous, I think, the internet played a big part in that shit. I think Lil Mister is a legend. When you listen to his music, he can clearly rap. He was one of the dopest rappers. He didn't just rely on dissing people and shit like that. He actually made dope records and really could rap, And I think, me personally, he a legend in this shit. And I think a lot of people forget about Mister. His death, I'm not gonna lie, it's very, very shocking to me because a lot of people in his crew end up losing their life due to gun violence, like Lil Don, Lil Jojo, I believe Kevo, Smiles. I think Smiles had health problems, so I don't want to equate that to no street shit. But I think Lil Mister is a legend. I don't know if he got any more unreleased music. I'm gonna reach out to his cousin J Dub and speak to J Dub, see if we're gonna get any more unreleased music from Lil Mister. Cause I think Mister was dope in this shit. But a lot of people tell me that Mister and JoJo, they was here early in this shit. I seen Mr. Two Cannon speaking on that too on Ghetto DVD, man. He was speaking on how Lil Jojo was here first. And guys did some shit to their music or something like that. I'm gonna reach out to Two Cannons, man. See if he'll come through, man. Let us speak with him, learn a little bit more about JoJo and the culture, man. But I appreciate the love, man. I want to ask y'all a question though. If Lil Mister was still here right now, do you think he'll be on right now? Do you think the culture would have adapted to him again, realized he was one of our titans in this shit? Or do you think the Mister still be grinding to get on this music shit like he was? Because he was hot for a minute. Then it kind of tilted, but he was gaining it back. He was gaining that momentum. But I want to know what y'all think, man, about the whole Mister situation. Leave me a comment. It's the homie True Teller Street Reporter.